Hi, this is my 2005 Sportsman 700. Went riding this weekend and lost high range. Park, reverse, neutral, low gear all work. And kind of the symptom I had was driving in high range, went to put it in reverse, turned around and went straight forward, and high range was non-existent. Basically the symptom here is you put it back in reverse, I get neutral, I get low, but then after that it just flops around. There's something going on in the transmission that doesn't lock it in, but not just that it doesn't lock it in. It's not a detent. It actually something I would think is maybe the shifting fork or one of the gears is engaging, but it drove fine and low. I could go about 15-20 miles an hour, but obviously no high range, so you get no high speed. But my symptom again is just a loose lever and no shift into high range. Well, that was quite the project. The rear end housing, all the bolts in the rear end housing and the shocks and the A-arms had to be removed, and the rear end had to be slid back about 4 inches to get the shaft off. Then the front shaft had to be removed all the way back up to the front. You kind of see it there laying on the bottom. And then about 10 screws, and then it slid out. You did have to take off the whole left side of the unit to really get at it. There might have been an easier way, but that seemed to be the cleanest way to get everything at. Everything. So far, so good. Now the transmission's on the bench. And I'll do a little bit of studying tonight and figure out what we have to do to pull that apart. But looks like the case will have to be split. And like I said, I suspect that the shifting forks are probably, one of them's bad or cracked or busted, something like that. But we'll see what happens next. Probably went a little farther than I needed to now that I have some of it figured out, but the transmission's on my bench here. I've disassembled it once and I kind of found the problem right away. Could have probably did this in the bike, but this probably gives you a better picture. Basically disassembling the position indicator. We'll pop that off here quick. We'll pop off the cover here. I already have the hardware out of here, and I cleaned all the grease out, so it's a little bit easier to look at here. So as your shifting detent, what you can kind of see now that I've cleaned this and removed the gears is there's some gears missing here, and it really doesn't allow the shifting lever to turn the positioning gear inside the transmission. So if we kind of take this apart real quick here, take out your spring and your shifting paw, push that to the side. You can see that gear now is actually in bad shape, and that's really the 3 or 4 gears that are missing are really for positioning the shifting shaft to get high range. As I pull this apart, there's a top gear. I'll lay that over upside down. This is all keywayed, by the way. You'll actually see one large keyway, so everything's keyed. It's going to be pretty hard to put together wrong, but as you pull this apart, lay that one upside down, and now you see the 2 gears that really transfer in. They're positioned and keyed right, but as you turn your shifting lever would be right here, and it rotates over. There's no gears to move the inside of the transmission, so I looked up some parts. Probably cost me, I think it's about 20 bucks for this gear here, and it's about 20 bucks for this one. Probably change them out as a match set. Just so there's no other binding or any other problems. Obviously this is a 2005 700, so got about 13 years on this thing already, but we'll order some new parts. Nice thing is I don't have to crack this case open. I don't have to change everything out. It's too bad that I actually had to get this far into it to figure out that it was something really I could have done while it was on the bike. But with so much grease in there and so much mud from obviously running in the mud, just really had no way to see that until I really got it out and actually looked at it. But should take care of the problem. We'll update you when we get it back together and see where we're at. Well, let's put it back together now, and that gear set did fix the problem. If I actually push my brake down here and push my lever together, I get my high range, my low range, my neutral, reverse, and park all fixed. Took her for a ride today, and we're all set. So Wish I wouldn't have had to take out the transmission to get to that point, but we got a good fix and ready to ride this weekend. Thanks.